Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno. I'm the founder of Real Men, Real Style. Today, gentlemen, I'm going to talk about 9 factors that affect hair loss in men. This is based off a 2013 study out of Plastic Reconstructive Surgery Journal. Yes, there is a journal called that. And what they found is they brought in, it's a pretty cool study. They brought in 92 identical sets of twins, and they went through and they identified the 9 factors. In addition, they gave 6 steps that you can take to help prevent hair loss. Now, before I get into this too deep, guys, I want to be very clear that correlation does not equal causation. And if that doesn't make any sense to you, go check in the comments. I'm sure we've got some scientists or some people that have a science background that understand that. But basis is you have to take this with a grain of salt, even though there were people with 20-pound brains doing this type of research. And I really like the fact they had 92 identical twins, which helps to offset a lot of the genetic stuff. But you've got to say, okay, this is, it's almost an individual basis. So go check out the article. I'm going to link over to the research. I'll link to the article as well down in the comments down below. And if you enjoy this, if you want more, let's say, studies, or you want more information about how you can understand the science of style to control your personal image, you need to go check out the Personal Image System. Gentlemen, I've created this just for you. I've got 5 parts to that personal image system. Whether you want it really basic, the blueprint, the basic information, I've got that in the formula. Then we've got the blueprint. The blueprint is tons of articles, videos that have never before been released, all based off science research or my own experience owning a custom clothier. I've also got the League, which is about community. I've got the course. Now, the course is going to be a live 3-week interactive program, and you get everything below, which I just talked about. Lastly, if you want coaching 101, I've got that for you over there as well. Go check it out, the Personal Image System. I'm going to link to it down below. But now let me get into those 9 points. So the 9 factors that affect hair loss in men. Number 1, should be no surprise, that's genetics. So these guys, what they discovered is the biggest factor. Again, if you had someone in your family, and I'll let you guys answer in the comments. Do you think it's on your father's side or on your mother's side? We'll talk about that in the article. But I will say that if you have family history of hair loss, most likely you're going to experience. That's point number 1. Now, factor number 2 is going to be your age. Yes, as you get older, hair loss becomes a bigger issue. That was no surprise. It didn't matter what twin it was. Depending on the age, they both saw hair loss. Number 3, children. Now, I've got 4 kids, so I guess I am in trouble because more kids that you have, more hair loss you will experience. And that makes sense. Usually more kids equal more stress. Number 4, diet. And so if you have a lot of caffeine, you're drinking a lot of coffee, you are most likely going to experience some hair loss. If you are a heavy alcohol drinker, meaning more than 4 drinks a day, then you will experience hair loss. But here's where it gets interesting. If you abstain from alcohol, you also experienced hair loss. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now let's talk about smoking. So this is factor number 5. Yes, if you smoke, that would affect you would have more likelihood of hair loss as well. When it came to disease, especially skin disease, if you had suffered from any type of that, you were going to experience a higher level of hair loss. So number 7, clothing. This is where it gets interesting. Everything else I just talked about. A lot of you guys are like, oh, I'm not going to stop drinking my coffee. But here's, a lot of us have heard that wearing a hat can cause us to have a receding hairline or to have hair loss. But what they discovered is that's not true. Actually, wearing a hat actually meant that you were going to keep more of your hair. And they attribute this to possibly damage from the sun. So if you want to keep your hair, consider wearing a hat. That's not just a ball cap. You can also bring in, I'm a big fan of sun hats, especially whenever I travel down south, I go to an air show. I love wearing a nice straw sun hat, which keeps the sun off my head, keeps me cooler, and now apparently is going to prevent or help reduce the chance that I'm going to be losing all my hair on top of my head. And so we talked about clothing. That's factor number 7. Factor number 8 is going to be stress. Now, I talked about this earlier about with kids, but if you can reduce your stress levels, then you are more likely to keep hair on your head. And factor number 9, hormones. So a higher level of testosterone also meant that you were going to keep the hair on your head. Now, how can you increase your testosterone? I'm going to link to articles over in my article that go into a lot more detail, because there are certain supplements you can take and all that other stuff. But simple things like working out, like eating meat or other things that have, let's just say, the things that a lot of men need to be eating. I know some of you guys are vegetarians, so let's go ahead, and there are other things that you can introduce in your diet to increase levels of testosterone. The key is pay attention to this and try to keep those levels up. So again, correlation does not equal causation, guys, but let's talk about the 6 things that you can do to help prevent hair loss. Number 1, reduce stress. Notice how it's directly related to the 9 factors we just talked about. Number 2 is cut back on the caffeine. Number 3 is to quit smoking. Number 4 is to drink moderately. So we've that one's interesting, because if you don't drink at all, or if you drink more than 4 drinks, but what they found is men that drank alcohol moderately, meaning between 1 and 4 drinks, so a glass of wine perhaps in the evening, all of a sudden actually that did have an effect, and they were less likely to have to lose their hair. We also have point number 5, wear a hat when you can. Maybe get into the habit. Doesn't have to be a baseball cap. You can look at sun hats. You can look at fedoras. You can look at something, just bring back the hat. And part number 6 is actually increase your levels of testosterone. Like I said, I'm going to link over to an article where we're going to go into that in more detail. That could be a video in and of itself. So let me know what you guys think. Did you enjoy this video? Did you find out anything new? What did you think about the hat thing? Have you heard that old wives' tale that supposedly hats cause balding? I'd like to hear from you guys in the comments. And if you want more information like this, you know where to go. Not only at realmenrealstyle.com, where I've got tons of free articles, free content. If you want more interaction, then go check out my personal image system. Take care, guys. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.